What's up, you guys? This is Aiden here with Folsom YuGiOh. Today we got a deck profile on Spright Tri-Brigade for the February 2023 format. It's, in my opinion, probably the best build of Spright right now. 3 kits. I like Kitt at 3 because you really want to see it in your opening hand, and it's probably your best one. For the other level 2 Kerass. Got 2 Nervalls. This is mainly just to send to grave off Kitt's effect. And then finally, the 1 Revolt, because it's part of your end board. For sprites, 3 blues, because it's the best one. Cutting it to 2, I don't think it's a good idea, because you really want to see a combo hand as much as possible. 2 jets, because I feel like it's not as good as blue. You know, we're not running double cross or gamma burst, so 2 is fine with me. 2 reds. This is because you don't have elf anymore, and sometimes you want to starter another body, and it's nice to have an extra. And then finally 1 carrot. Standard stuff. Nimble package. 3 beaver. 2 angler. The really cool thing about this deck is that beaver is a beast, so there's a really nice synergy being able to use Beaver to bring out your Tri-Brigade links. Got 3 starters and 1 smashers. You always want to see starter, so there's no reason to play less. And I think smashers is still really good removal. 2 Fenrir, because this is a really good bait for Ash. It's a good way to just clear the board, and going first or second, it's good. So I find 2 is just okay. You could run 3. I can't find the space for it, but yeah. Hand traps, got 3 Ash. Still the best hand trap right now, I think. So you pretty much have to run 3. 3 Imperm. Can't get thrusted or talanced, so I think it's absolutely required. I'm running 2 Book of Eclipse. I don't have space for 3, but if you did like cut the Fenrirs or something, you could max out on these. I think 2 is okay. We got 1 Talents and 1 Foolish Burial. The Foolish is crazy in this deck. You can send Angler or you can send Nervall and get to either engine with that. And then Talents is fine at 1, I think. You side a second one. To round off the deck of 40 cards, we got 3 evenly, because if you're going second into a cash board, you need some way to get rid of it, and we're not running like harpies or anything in the main, so this takes care of spell and traps too sometimes. So yeah, that's it for the main 40 cards. Moving on to the extra deck here. Got 2 Sprind. Sprind is so broken, you know, and could even get hit like Elf, but for now we're playing 2. Theoretically, you could even play 3. The reason this is so good in this deck is because not only can you send your anglers, of course, but you can send a Tri-Brigade. Like if you send Kitt, you can get the Kitt effect in grave, which is quite insane. So you're really able to do either engine through this card. Really glues everything together. 2 Gigantic, of course you have to run 2. 1 Onibimaru. This guy, really nice, 1900, and just get rid of any monster, banish it, and it helps you go for game. Speaking of going for game, Mr. Mosquito himself. Once you know how to use this card and read its long text box, you'll figure out how amazing it is. There's some nice synergy with Kaijus in the side where if you give him a Gamma Seal of 27, you only need to attack 3 times after him to be able to burn for game, which is really funny. 1 Zues. I don't have space for 2, unfortunately, but I would definitely recommend cutting maybe a Cerberus if you do want to include a second Zues. Oddly enough, there's some benefit to only having 1 Zues, because the cash players will just rip it right away because you only have 1, which allows you to save some of your other cards more easily, maybe? I don't know, but yeah, that's the reasoning behind that. Got the one Cerberus. Because we're running Kaijus on the side, it's another extra way to out monsters and things like Baguska and annoying stuff. Got the IP and the Earlie. This is part of your combo where one of your endings is with these two lined up like that, so they hit each other. I'll go through combos in another video. Tri-Brigade links. Got the Ferrijit. This guy is one of the first ones you make. It's got two really good effects. First is to special summon Tri-Brigade from hand, and then when he goes to grave, you can draw a card and like put back an Angler or something like that. We got a double Dragon Lords. It's part of your M board that you put under IP, directly under it, I mean, and it's just a bounce on your opponent's turn, which can be really nice. Barebrumm is one of the last links that you link off to make early, and when it hits the grave, you're able to add the Revolt from your deck to hand. And it's also, doesn't really come up, but you can discard cards to special with Tri-Brigade as well if you ever mess up a combo. And the Shuraig, on your opponent's turn, you make a Revolt, and then it's an Omni Banish, which is really, really nice interruption. Finally, we got an Apollousa. Spright decks in the past would run Avermax, but Apollousa, I think, is a little bit better because after using Pitknight to make their monster 0, it's harder for them to attack over a 2 or 3 material Apo. So you get an extra 2 or 3 negates, which is quite nice. Alright, moving on to the side deck, guys. Let me know what you think down below, because I put a lot of thought into it. So first we got 3 Godarlas. Kaijus, I think, are just better than Nib or a Lava Golem, because at least in my experience, people have been learning to not play into Nib. This way, you're going to be able to out the one Arise Heart, or out their one big monster that they put out. Also, I think this is the best one in this build because it's 27, so if you Mosquito 3 times, that's 81, so that's game. You don't want to give them the 3k Kaiju, it's just if you don't have to, right? In the water swap frog version of Spright, you're going to run Gamma Seal because it's a water, but I think this is the best for this version. Next we got 3 Lancias. Lancia, I think, does a great job against not only Kashtira, but also Flunder. There's some Flunder players on my locals, and, you know, it's good against both those decks. Also, it protects you from being even lead. That can come up too. So yeah, I'm a fan of this, and oddly enough, against Dinos, it's good too. There's just like a few random little matchups where Lancia does a lot, and of course against Kashtira itself. Next we got a Scattershot. So, you know, usually you'd run Red Resonator in Spright, or in the past, but this is actually much better now. So the reasoning is we got Foolish Burial, and we also have Sprind, right? So that's two ways you can, in time, burn your opponent for 500 by sending this guy to the grave. The other thing is that if you open this, you can actually just normal summon it and put out a Spright, and then go ahead and link it off, and it'll get the effect as well. So there's actually a lot more ways to burn game 3 in time with this over a Red Resonator. We got 1 Thrust, 1 Lightning Storm, and 1 Feather Duster, as well as 1 D-Barrier. The idea with Thrust is that this can get you to any of these, so obviously you could even run 2 Thrust. I only have 1 right now, but it's pretty nice to be able to not have to run 3 of these anymore. You can just kind of search them out when you need to, and yeah. Of course, the 1 Cyclone, and then opting for 3 Solemn Judgment. Your deck really only loses to Dark Ruler, and then maybe like evenly. So by having a Solemn Judgment for their Dark Ruler, games 2 or 3 can honestly win you the entire game. This is also just kind of generic Speller Trap hate. So I think it performs really well. And you have to run 3, can't run 1 or 2, of course. So something I forgot to mention is the extra deck options. You could also run a Mannequin Cat over like a Cerberus. The reasoning for this is to go into a Morphage Goliath on their turn. This card says neither player can special summon monsters from the extra deck, basically. So since it's an Earth, this is quite good against Kashtira, so this is an option. Another side deck option is a second Talents or Thrust. Another option is the Appointer of Red Lotus when you're going first, and to hit Dark Rulers and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, that's the deck profile there. Stay tuned for a combo video I'm going to be doing one to go over like a few basic combos with the deck because the zones can get pretty complicated. So I'm going to have that in the next few days, so look out for that. And make sure to like and comment. Let me know what you thought of the deck, and subscribe for more videos, guys. Peace.